Next to me here, we have our Kia EV9. I should actually really say this is my wife's car because she loves it so much that she never really lets me drive it. So stealing it and actually doing some videos with it is always a little bit challenging. In today's video, we're going to be cleaning up the EV9 because this is her daily driver. This is the dog hauler, the car we take on trips, anything like that. We just did a road trip for her 30th birthday up into the mountains. We took both of our dogs with us, went on some hiking trails, did some fun things, and this thing is absolutely disgusting. So while we're going to be doing kind of a full in-depth clean on this, we're also going to be testing this. This is interior care from Posh Detailing. Now, I've been a fan of the owner of Posh Detailing for quite a while now. Eric and I have become friends over the years, just sharing our experiences detailing, and I honestly love Eric. Super cool dude, really into the OCD details, very similar to myself. And he just came out with a brand new line of products. And interior care here has actually come to be one of my new favorite products on the market. This is a dedicated cleaner for all interior surfaces, including dashboards, seats, door cards, pretty much everything on the inside. And as I can tell you, this thing needs some love, and this is really going to be put to the test. So welcome back to another out of spec detailing video here from Clear Detailing in Northern Colorado. Let's jump into it. Well, I gotta say, I'm a little embarrassed the EV9 has gotten to this point. It is looking pretty nasty. You can see all of the dog hair down here, all the hair all over the seats. There's crumbs everywhere. I'm not one of those weird folks who doesn't eat in my car. Cars are a utility thing that can always be cleaned back up. But this car, like I said, my wife is busy with work, being a nurse. It's hard for her and hard for me to snag the car at times because, number one, I don't really have enough time in my day to maintain all of our cars all the time while running a full-on detail shop, and nor does she ever want me to take this car just because she absolutely loves it so much. But the hair back here from our two golden retrievers is intense, to say the least. You can see the bottom of the seat here is kind of brown now because I don't put any mats in here. The boys just jump up here, they do their thing back here. It's a car, they clean up. Yeah, you can do your thing. But it's just gotten to the point of being pretty nasty. You can see all their slobber all over this with, if you didn't know, slobber is actually really, really hard to actually remove from leather surfaces like this. This is a full vegan leather interior. I would say it's more on the pleather side, pretty plasticky, not the nicest quality, but we have been absolutely loving the EV9. We'll also be going through some areas like cleaning up the glass. As you can see, my boy Oliver's dog Picassos, as we call them, as he's always looking out the windows, just making a mess of everything. Think back here, yeah, just stains all over the seats, dog hair everywhere. So this needs a pretty serious cleanup. We're also going to be doing a full wash on this because we got bird bombs all over this thing while up in Aspen this last week. And yeah, it's just pretty nasty. It's at that point where I'm like, okay, I just gotta carve out some time and make this thing a little cleaner. The hair is just insane. So I'll be kind of taking you throughout this video on more of a step-by-step process of how I kind of start cleaning an interior, because I think a lot of people, when a car gets to this, you don't really know where to start. Do you start vacuuming? Do you start wiping down the seats? Do you start with the windows, the screens? We'll go through all of that. But again, we're also going to be testing out that Posh interior care because I think this car is going to be a perfect candidate for it. Just stains everywhere, dirt and grime. You can see how disgusting the mats are. I'm actually going to be swapping these out for the carpet mats since we're now into June. Wow, spring went by very, very quick. We're literally still on the Noki and Hakkapeliitas over here. I know, it's been chaotic lately, but I think let's get into fully deep cleaning the interior. First couple of steps here, starting off on the deep interior clean. So number one, what I always recommend, get all the junk out of your car. Get your grocery bags out of the back, get all the big trash, get all your Starbucks cups out, all your receipts, all of that stuff out of all the door pockets, the center console, areas like that. Step number two, I like to go in and do a big initial vacuum. The reason being is once you're getting in here, getting into all the nooks and crannies like this, if you're trying to clean areas like this, you don't want to be picking up dog hair into your towels or dirt or grime or rocks because you don't want to start scratching a bunch of stuff. So I like to come in here vacuum all this, making sure I'm getting into all these cracks and crevices. I'll give you some tips on how to do those. I also like to quickly vacuum up the winterized or rubber mats here and then immediately take them out of the car so that I can get under the mats. If you're curious what I like to use for a vacuum, this is the Vacuum Aid Garage Vac Pro on a hose reel back here. I'm telling you guys, if you need a garage vacuum as a professional detailer, or honestly just one at home, there is nothing better than this. You can get multiple different size hoses. 50 foots are great. I actually need to get one of these at home so I don't have to deal with this all the time, because my wife does actually enjoy keeping her car clean, but she doesn't always want to come to the shop, especially when I've got a bunch of cars around. Makes life a little tricky. So maybe eventually we'll do a series talking about that at home, some nice things you can have just in the garage to keep your car kind of wiped down, kind of clean, so it doesn't get to this stage. Nonetheless, let's get to vacuuming. We just came in here, vacuumed up all the carpets, probably spent, I don't know, 25-30 minutes total. And you can see I pretty much got all the dog hair out. That is what that amazing vacuum does. It is just insane, the amount of suction power. Don't really ever need to use any of the carpet hair or pet hair removal brushes unless it's a car with pretty poor carpet that's more kind of fine grain, I guess would be more of a tight woven one, or you have certain haired dogs. But with golden retrievers, I mean, I just vacuum this up and it looks absolutely perfect. So next steps now that we've got most of that cleaned, we need to start focusing on seats, on areas like door cards with all the dirt and grime all over it, all the dog slobber. And today we're going to be using this. So this is Posh Interior Care. Again, big fan of Eric. I've become friends with Eric, and he really has that mentality like me of using very high-end products. He works on extremely high-end cars. He's an awesome dude. We've had some time to chat on the phone, and he actually sent this stuff out to me, said, hey, if you want to try this, I'd be happy to send it. So here I am. I'm happy with it and gonna make a video for you. So what I typically normally do on interior details like this, because it is quite dirty, is instead of coming in here initially with the brushes, what I'll do is grab my interior cleaner, spray down a seat, wipe it down with a towel. Whole concept with that is to get the big dirt and grime off first. You're gonna see that yellow towel turn into a brown, disgusting mess. Now, one thing I really like about this product is it's really an all-in-one. Now, if you guys remember, one of my favorite detailing chemicals up here for the interior is P&S Express Interior Cleaner. Still absolutely love that stuff. It is still definitely cheaper than Eric's Interior Care, But there are a few negatives with this, and that comes in terms of time. Now, this product is great because you can heavily dilute it. So it comes full strength. You can dilute it, 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 to 1, or use it full strength. The only negative that I do have with this product is I always feel like I need to come back and kind of wipe up in the interior. It does leave a little bit of a residue throughout. So what I normally end up doing is going through, doing the same process, using Express Interior Cleaner, give a big wipe. Then I come back in and I use my agitation brushes in areas like this that would be far dirtier, on side bolsters, on areas that need a little bit more love. Then after I've kind of washed the car, done my full detail, this is my last step. This has some alcohol in it, so it basically picks up all that residue left over on the PNS. But the great thing, as we pop back over here, is the Posh interior care, you don't have to do that third step. So it's kind of an all-in-one, and that's why it's been really, really nice for me to be using. So I've tested it out. I told Eric when I tested his wheel cleaner, you got to make more gallons of this, and they are finally here. So you can grab this in a gallon in a 16-ounce bottle. He's got a bunch of different packages with brushes and towels and things like that. Whatever you see, I'll leave those in the link in the description below. My preference, though, is using the Detail Factory brushes. So we have an interior scrub brush here. This is my absolute favorite, and a boar's hair brush. The boar's hair brush, good for getting in areas like this, as you can still see all of that grime in there. But this is the whole reason. You still have dust on panels like this. You've got a lot of dirt and grime here. I want to pick that up instead of putting it into the brushes and then essentially scrubbing it in. So I'm going to quickly run around the car, do a one kind of step wipe down, then we'll come back to the more areas that need a little bit more agitation, and we'll talk a little bit more about the cleaning power of this product. We've got our Posh interior care here, and I'm basically just going to spray down this seat quite liberally, come over this, and quickly just wipe this away. I think you're gonna see, yeah, a lot of dirt came off just on that towel. Hopefully you guys can see that. But already, honestly, this really doesn't need a ton of scrubbing in here. I'm still going to go through and do it for a deeper clean here, but look at that. Fresh side, dirty side, pretty insane actually. So I just like to continue, go around here, mist this on. Again, we're just trying to get that big initial dirt and grime off of here. Now I will say a couple things about the scent of this product. It is a kind of lemon ginger scent. I will say it does get a little on the strong side for my personal opinion. So I would tell Eric if there's one kind of piece of feedback on this product that I would say is a slight negative, it can be a little strong. It is not unpleasant. I'm just saying there are certain times where I spray this down, it kind of atomizes everything, and then I kind of get a little coughiness, if you will. So start coughing a little bit, but it is a really, really nice product to use. Come in here. Wipe all this nasty grime down from the boys, and you are pretty much done there. It dries so freaking nice. The other thing I absolutely love about this product, it leaves no residue. It's not shiny. It just leaves this very nice natural feel to the interior, which a lot of products cannot say that for. A lot of products are adding UV protection, adding kind of conditioners to it, or they feel a little tacky because you've got cleaner on this. This just feels super nice, back to perfectly OEM. That's what I love about this product. So going to spend a little bit more time running around the car here. We're going to see how disgusting this towel gets, because that's only one seat there. Going to be pretty gross, but let's get to cleaning. One thing I want to showcase to you guys is an area like this with a lot of dog slobber. Now, We at the Out of Spec team have lots of dogs. Of course, you know, Kyle and Alyssa have 3 dogs, one of them being Walter. His spit will basically, or slobber, I guess, will just completely stain all of this stuff. I can clean and clean and clean and clean it, and you'll still see some of this residue left behind. Now, the thing I'm noticing with this product as I just spray and quite literally wipe this away is you can see all those little spots are immediately going away. So the cleaning power here is pretty unbelievable. Now you can still see a little bit of it there, and that's why I go in and actually agitate it. But literally for a spray, wipe, and dry, I don't know how much cleaner you actually are gonna get your car. This is really, really impressive stuff. Eric has done some serious magic with this product, and I have been honestly completely blown away with it. So shout out to Eric here. Again, gonna continue wiping around. Then I'll show you a little bit more of our agitation steps in some of those dirtier areas. Well, major progress here on the EV9, and I just gotta say how much I love this product. Genuinely saying, I don't really need to go through here and scrub anything. There's a few small little areas in here, but as you can see, all the dog slobber totally gone. The seats feel just smooth, clean, and that's all you really need to do. Now, on a few areas, especially the bottom of the seats here where the boys sit with dirty and muddy feet, definitely gonna scrub those down a little bit, but I am just really, really blown away with this interior cleaner. Genuinely think this might replace P&S Express for me. You can see the front seats here. It literally looks brand new. All of this nasty stuff up here from all the slobber completely gone. Man, really impressed with that. So a few other things we need to do, of course. Gonna quickly hit the screens, talk you through that quickly. Gonna quickly hit the glass, talk you through that. But man, we are getting pretty close to done. There are 1 or 2 areas that I do want to clean up here on the EV9. This area back here, this kind of cloth, you can see some dirt and grime in here. I'll get that taken care of. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna use yet. I think I might try this because this is actually a cleaner that you can use on Alcantara and micro suede. Not really to be used on carpet, but I think fabrics, this could actually be a great touch-up cleaner. It's got a good amount of cleaning power. I've been really, really impressed with that. So if you need a little bit deeper clean, I want to quickly show you through this. It's a little hard to do one-handed here while filming, but normally like to spray some here on the brush, and let's just do this little area right here. So what I would normally do, come in here, agitate it. Now, one thing I will say about this product, it doesn't froth up as much as that P&S Express interior cleaner. I'm totally okay with that. But this right here is really, as I'm dropping brushes, really the best scrub you can get. So you just come in here, get all of those little nooks and crannies, especially down the seams here. Really important if you have dogs or if your interior is just disgusting in general, to be able to clean that up. But again, one of the things I just love about this product is how it evaporates, how it wipes away. There's no residue on here, just feels clean. That's one of the things I've been absolutely most impressed here with the Posh interior care. Really, really impressed with this stuff. So I'm gonna hit a few more areas. Definitely gonna go around and actually clean up the steering wheel. We've been eating in the car a lot while we were on our road trip, having snacks, having, of course, the occasional fast food as well. So gonna get that scrubbed up a little bit more, but man, we are looking pretty good. Also, one thing I did notice on this is Eric actually says you can use this on screens. I would probably not use this on screens. I would more prefer to use my 50-50 mix of Adams Waterless Watch and Koch Chemie Glass Cleaner. I just find that to be one of the best things for screens ever. I'll definitely try it out. I just kind of have a feeling it might streak a little, but I also am noticing how well it's actually doing on stuff like this. But up here you can see some streaking. So that's kind of why I would go for something more like I would do for glass. And again, the glass needs to get wiped down. What we're going to do with that, same instance we did with the seats, coming in, getting the initial grime off, then kind of doing an after finish on it. But yeah, these windows are pretty disgusting. Also, 12 volts charging, good to know. One other thing I want to test out here is kind of on these rubberized pieces. You can see my wife's got, I don't know, all kinds of sugary drinks, all that nasty stuff that's pretty gross in here. So these always get disgusting. What I always like to do with this, basically spray these down, let the product dwell, and you can just kind of let it sit. Now I just want to quickly try without even letting it sit at all. Sorry, hard to do this on camera, what that actually looks like. And that's pretty much back to clean. Few little small ones still in there. So what I'll probably come in here and do is agitate it a little bit. Again, the whole idea of agitating anything is always to get a little bit more deeper, a little bit more aggressive clean on it. So if we wipe these down now, look at that. Back to perfectly clean. That is why I'm so impressed with this cleaner. It just doesn't take much of anything to really deep clean stuff. I mean, I don't know about you, but our interior was pretty disgusting. The towels coming off of this thing, really, really gross. This stuff, I can just come in here, wipe this down. I'm not really too concerned about completely drying it. It just kind of evaporates, and that's one thing that I just absolutely love with this product. So just gonna wipe these down, back to perfectly clean. All of these as I'm dripping everywhere. But yeah, you get the idea. Really, really impressed. This is one of the last things I want to show you is how to actually clean up the glass. So you can see we've got a lot of dog slobber in here. Hopefully you can see that. The camera has a really hard time focusing on it, but it's crusty. It's pretty nasty. So same thing that we did with kind of the interior, the seats. You want to get the initial grime off first. So I have two different sets of towels here. One, the Costco microfiber towel. Great throwaway towels. Actually amazing at cleaning glass. Honestly, some of the times I just use these. Underneath though, one of my favorite towels, the Rag Company FTW towel for the win or for the windows. Now in here, our cleaning solution, this is Adams Waterless Wash diluted 50/50 with Koch Chemi glass cleaner. So what I'm gonna do, mist this down. You can actually get kind of aggressive on this because of all the dog slobber here. I'm putting a little bit more liquid in there, and I'm gonna fold my towel into quarters and just start wiping. Now we're not trying to get the windows perfect. All we're trying to do is get that big initial grime off here. So I'm gonna put this towel away here, grab the FTW, one spray, mist it on that, and come in here, wipe this down. And the great thing about Koch Chemi glass cleaner, leaves no streaks behind, and that is a perfectly clean window. It's quite literally as simple as that, especially if you've got a lot of dog slobber. I would just keep continually kind of cleaning the windows when you start to feel like they need a little bit of cleaning. If they're not super dirty, go straight to this, basically spray it as I did in that second step, and you're good to go. I'm gonna finish the rest of the glass. We'll talk about the screens, and we're gonna be done cleaning the EV9. So last thing I want to touch on here is a little bit about the screens, other kind of piano black touch points, even though the EV9 doesn't have those here. So what I want you to do, grab a premium microfiber towel, Rag Company, other great companies out there, but don't use something cheap on things like screens. You absolutely don't want to scratch them. Same with these sensitive areas around here. So I'm going to do Mr. Same glass cleaner waterless wash. Come in here, wipe this away, and boom, it's literally as simple as that. So just make sure you're keeping them clean. I like to keep these folded into quarters, so you've got kind of your dirty, wet side, and then on the back side, that's your drying side to make sure it's completely streak free. But that is pretty much it for cleaning the interior of the EV9. I'm gonna quickly go through, vacuum up any residual dog hairs, throw in the carpets, and we'll call this a video. And just like that, we are done here with the EV9. This is looking pretty darn clean. Of course, exterior still needs some serious love, but dang, the interior here, you can even tell this car has had 3 dogs in it and pretty much is a dog hauler all the time. Everything looking just perfectly clean. Put up the peasant blockers here. That'll always help with some of the dog slobber on the windows back there. But man, seats look absolutely brand new. You can't even tell anybody has ever sat back here, let alone have dogs jump up here with muddy paws and things like that. Up front here, same thing going on. Just awesome. Really, really impressed here again with that Posh interior care. I really think this product might change the game for me. I might just completely switch to that instead of using PNS. Yes, it is more expensive, but what I noted, I only used about 1/3 of a bottle to clean the entire EV9 here, which is pretty darn impressive. Express Interior Cleaner, I feel like I go through quite a bit more. That's probably the case of, you know, just going through, wiping down the seats, wiping down the door cards, and not having to come back in and agitate absolutely everything. I actually didn't agitate much at all. Basically, center armrest, bottom of those 2 seats, and that's about it. But this thing is looking fresh as can be. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Again, all of the products used today will be in the comment section below. Highly recommend checking out Posh Interior Care. It is really impressive stuff and honestly quite a game changer for me. I have not done a deep clean like this so simply in a long period of time. What I'd recommend is with your interior, probably just wiping it down like that every month, every other month, depending on how dirty your car gets and how OCD you are to get your car clean. Man, that's going to make life super easy, not have to worry about coming back in with another product. Really, really impressed with it. So I think next up, we're going to wash this thing. Stay tuned for the next video, but we'll see you in another one soon. Bye-bye.